What if one sentence someone said about you as a child has been running your entire life? You've always been shy. You have ADHD. You're just an anxious person. You're depressed. Maybe those things described a moment, but somewhere along the way, they became your identity. And the dangerous part is you don't act based on reality. You act based on who you believe you are. If I believe I'm not capable, I won't even try. If I believe I'm awkward, I'll avoid conversations. If I believe I'm depressed, I'll unknowingly keep making choices that reinforce it. I recently realized I'd been carrying the identity of depressed in the background for years, not because I consciously chose it, but because I'd heard it enough that it quietly became part of who I thought I was. What if the label isn't the truth? What if it's just a story you've repeated long enough to mistake it for your own name? This is why scripture talks about renewing your mind. It's less about pretending and more about replacing lies with truth. When it comes to medical diagnostics, I've heard countless stories by now of people who were told they only had a couple weeks to live, or that they would never have children, or that they have an incurable ailment. And because they didn't accept that verdict, they chose instead to believe something else was possible, or they believed words in the Bible saying that they are made perfect in God's image, or Christ can work all things out for good. As I mentioned in another video, the concept of deny, choose, be. Everything is a choice, since we are an infinite expression of expansive source energy. Change begins with choosing a new identity before you even have all the evidence. I am one with creation. I have unlimited value. I am someone who follows through and stays consistent. I do my best to choose love over fear every day. I am provided for. Here's my favorite one. My spine is a living rod of alchemy. Let that sink in for a moment. I am perfect as Christ is perfect. When you start choosing a new identity, even when you don't fully feel it yet, you naturally start to take different actions, which could then slowly provide you with more and more evidence of that new identity. Maybe you're not discovering who you are. Maybe you're remembering who you've always been before all the labels and limitations. What identity have you been carrying that no longer deserves a home in your life? Let me know in the comments. Thank you for choosing to live more lucid with me. All of you is welcome. Thank you for being here.